welcome to a Fear of the Moment stream, as I keep doing it a minute, because I really just haven't had time to actually get back into the routine of streaming as late. A lot of it is due to kiddos and not sleeping. My eldest, it being a pain in the backside. And I ain't got light on, I just realised. Give me a minute. Now, this is to talk about what has been talked about with the said rumoured takeover. As it can be, like, there's a lot of people talking around speculation this morning about, and Dylan said this, Forkgate and Dave Richardson. I've had some stuff about this as well. So, yeah, it does seem like there is a little bit of stuff here. It seems very, very credible with the link there that this is who it basically is going to be potentially taking over the football club, which if that's the case, it means it's a good thing. I'll be honest with you, Dave Richardson, chairman, not 100%. I can't tell if I'm happy about that or not, but we'll see. If he's just in chairman as name to do as running of the club and everything got to go through a board, I'm not bothered by it. But at the same time, this is where we're at. Now, you've got to remember, yesterday, Baz had it that he signed a new contract. And the thing is, when someone on Our Talk says something, everyone listens. Everyone listens all the time. It kind of, this whole thing, he basically said that Bannon couldn't live with himself if he had left people behind struggling. And that's pretty much what Bannon said in his interview yesterday. And this came from this person on Our Talk 2 days before everything came out. So I got this thing, if this person has said that this could be our potential net chairman in David Richardson, and I believe it's the one who's the one a disco one, who had the fraud probe. But here's the thing for me, right? If that's the case, then fair enough. It is what it is. We'll go with whatever. But at the same time, chairman can only do so much. I wonder if he'll be in as chairman name only kind of thing. So what I mean by that is that he's only going to be as in, I am the chairman, this is what I'm here for, done kind of thing. And I think that's something we have to look at and kind of really think about a little bit, because if that is the case, then I'm okay with it. Like, generally, I'm okay with that, because a chairman's there to run it and answer to a board. Very similar to what Daniel Levy does at Spurs. He'll have decision, but he's still got to answer to a board. He's still got to answer to someone. So when you look at it, you've got to think of it like how it should be. Kind of thing. Oh, we wanted Chansiri out 100%. I agree. We all want Chansiri out. Let me just do the usual, because I haven't done the usual here. Evening Bob, afternoon Bob 123, afternoon Run Pump Man, afternoon Stannington, afternoon Debbie, afternoon Darren. Apologies that this is Fear of the Moment stream. Like I said, I have just not had chance to be able to go live and do a proper one of these for a while. If you got your notification bell on, you'll know that I'll have gone live. But yeah, there's a big chance that this is something that is going to get quickly and something going to move fast. And if that's the case, that is good. That's what we need. We need things to move fast and move quickly. Because as of right now, we've got a situation where we can't pay our bills. He's got it where Baz is at the club now. Henrik's at the club. These two don't sign on, I don't think, unless there's something going on. Like, generally, it's that kind of thing. After this, we need the right people and not just anyone but DC. No, you're right. Simon confirmed it hasn't helped. I can tell your little smile. Got things slightly concerned that Dom Bernard Ingleson. Wait and see, mate. It's all speculation, Glenn. Everything is speculation. People are saying this is what's been handed in. Now that Bannon's signed, it might change a few people in the dressing room. Let's just wait and see until there's something official. The only one that we kind of know that is official is Max Lowe, right? Until it officially comes out that they have done, we can't take it as anything. It's all speculation. Nothing come out and said they have 100% done this, right? Like this, what I'm talking about right now is speculation, but it's also, I got this from a very reliable source who hasn't been wrong on anything. He told me ages ago that that basically Baz were going to get a deal sorted. They also told me that Henrik going to get it sorted. He told me about other bits and pieces which had come true. It's just taken a while for it to come true. So you have to take everything that happens. So it's one of them. That's exactly what I thought. Players don't sign for nothing. Of course, they have to keep them. Yep, I agree. Will it be in time to make some transfers, though? Maybe. It all depends with it. Ian and Emrys, don't how you. Speculation Sunday. If it does go through, do you think Matt will withdraw his notice? Potentially. I think potentially he will. Can you get Simon on the show? That's for Simon to do. I don't know. I've never actually asked, and it's one of those things where it would be up to him, but I don't think I would want that for him, because at the end of the day, he gets those things, and faces, YouTube, they don't mix. So it is what it is. But we'll have to see what happens. But we are seeing now, though, more and more things that are happening. Hey, sorry I'm late. What takeover back? So, SWFC turnout. So, some of you'll go, oh, not him again. But the biz on Our Talk have basically turned around and said Dave Richardson could be our new chairman. And they talk of Sport Bank Investment being the people who could potentially take over the club. So, these are the people who could take over. It seems like it's a consortium. It seems like it's gone quick. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Baz signs a deal unless he knows something's happening. I also think that's the case with Henrik. I don't think Henrik signs a deal unless he got reassurance that something's happening. And I think this is the thing, you have to look at it. We're in this position where the speculation of what could happen and what might happen is interesting. Now, you got to remember, takeovers take a while. And the time scale has always been end of August, end of September. If things are going through now, you're probably talking about now. So it's one of them. And if it does go through, it'll take years to recover. It might take years to recover, but it might not. Look at what happened with Birmingham, Dannington. They took a year. They took a year to recover, and look where they are. So it's that whole thing. Afternoon, all hope everything's good. Let's hope it's happening. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't, you know me, I'm not normally one to do big speculation. I like to do when it's an official or speculate on players. And I'm normally not one to do it. But for me, we have to start looking at this as a potential. Because at the end of the day, we actually don't know whereabouts everything is going to be. Because here's the thing. I don't think Barry Bannon signs without knowing something's on the horizon. I don't think Henrik signs without knowing there's something on the horizon. Remember what both Bannon and Baz put on Instagram and what they put in the match thing to the fans. I'll go with Baz's first because that's easier to find, he says. He says it's easier to find until you can't find it. Where is it? Remember, no storms last forever. Hold on, be brave, have faith. Every storm is temporary and we are never alone. That's what Baz says, right? Then you have the situation with what Henrik said midweek. And again, it's this whole kind, they're all using this Nordic thing as well, which I find really interesting. He goes, this is not going to be easy. No, we may be in rough waters at the moment, but as a proud Dane, I can tell you, like our Viking ancestors, stormy seas don't bother us too much. You have to get used to it, to weather the storm, to get to calm waters. They both said the same thing. They both said the same thing of where it's coming from. What's the insight on the concern and where are they based, mate? I haven't got that information yet, but I think they are English based from what I've seen and been told. But at the same time, you've got to look at how everything's going. Both of the people who just signed new deals have said something about stormy seas and storms, right? And say it'll be calmer before it gets better. It'll get worse before it gets better, or something's on the horizon. If you're in a storm on a boat and it's rocking and you can see in the horizon the clearer weather, you go toward the clearer weather. This is what I'm saying. I still think there's something there. And the person who told me this has been very reliable on stuff that they've mentioned before. And you've seen it in the past where things have been talked about and a couple of weeks later something's happened. So if one of them, I take this as a really good positive sign. Now, will it get done? Will it get done overnight? No, of course it won't. It takes a while. This is the thing. It takes a while to do that. So it's one of those things you have to be careful. You got to remember Dave Richardson as well. If it is Dave Richardson, the ex Wanna Disco person, he put something on Twitter months ago, and we all were trying to rig it out. I wish I could have gone to the Owls, the Wednesday week thing that they put up. I just can't do it today. I'm so bloody knackered from everything. Is that him? Yeah, Dave Richardson put on. Oh, let's have a look. He's been at the cricket. Been at Lords, bless him. It's always darkest before dawn with the hashtag SWFC. So he put David Richardson, MBE on Twitter. It's always darkest before the dawn. Again, it's another weather kind of thing. I know Danny has gone, but I'm gutted. Wish he could come back. I'm gutted he's gone, but I also think there's a big part of me that thinks it's best for all parties. Yep, and he also was part of the A-Up. Now, this is where I have my little bit of concern. It's a tiny little bit of concern. Because he was part of the A-Up stuff that didn't get the backing to do the actual deal for us. And he was part of the thingy. So it's one of them, right? You have to be really careful. I believe on match day, Bannon rallied to play a kickoff and the walk off to. I still think they should do that, whatever the weather. I still think that should do that. I think the thing that's annoyed me, Andrew, is so many fans of other clubs, and it's a small minority, have gone, how can you see this as a good deal? How can you see this as being positive? How can you see this as this? And the reason I see this as positive is because it's a sign that something's there. It's a sign that something there. Yes, there was a family aspect to it with his little girl asking about it, but you have to be really smart with how everything goes. Can play a term there comes a lot in the middle of the season. Like, yeah, anyone can do. It's Jake. It's like anyone in business. If you've got a chance to terminate your deal and go somewhere else, you can do that. They can, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. The thing I got is, I think if, say, the rumors are true, right? And the speculation is true that these people are coming in and potentially Dave Richardson is going to be our owner, right? There's every chance he'll be the new owner, right? Here's my thing. Not owner, chairman. I think he's chairman with him having someone over the top of him as owner. So he's in place to help the day-to-day running with somebody else doing everything else. And I think that's what we needed for a long time, where we have a clear gap between owner, chance, and chairman. Having chairman and owner together, I don't think works. I don't think it's ever worked for clubs. I don't like the idea of both being intertwined. I think sometimes having owner and then someone that go down to me is easier. Staying positive now, bad side, and Pedersen's in charge. To be honest, I think it's a good thing that Danny had gone. That what we needed right now, people that want to be at the club and care about clearing up the mess. DC, the left that DC clearing. Hi Jake, how you been? I'm knackered, Eddie Shorts. I'm absolutely shattered. As you can see, I've got bags here and here. My child is currently going through sleep regression, and I'm shattered. Why is DC not asking players and agents to find new clubs? And we are charged for transfer fee. Nothing makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Do you see the Wednesday brief meeting on YouTube, mate? I did, mate. I did see it. I did watch it. Interesting stuff came out about it, but I'm not going to go too much into that meeting, Glenn. I've gone over it a couple of times. I think what the trust is doing with sending the letter to the EFL, I think it's a start. It's a start of something. So we'll leave it at that. I don't want to go too deep into that. If you look at the week as a whole, right? If you look at the week as a whole, the week started with players refusing to. No, it didn't. It started with North Stand shut. Danny Rules officially left. Charles is wanted again. Patterson to go to League 2. We have players not played again and refusing to play. Then we have Pedersen unveiled as manager. Then we did a roundup, pay not paid video. Max Lowe hands in notice. We have what Jamal Lowe said. We had the support of Truff with the MPs wanting answers. We've had Henrik on Barry Bannon staying. There's been a lot this week. Like, I believe for August, I did 88 videos for the month. And the thing is, it's going to be like this till we get a bit of normality, right? Did Pato play? Yeah, he did. He came on as a sub. He did his usual tap somebody on the shoulder and distract them for a corner. It was quite funny. Yeah, he came on as a sub. Played well from all I can see. He's already kind of, people have already fallen in love with him to the best part of it. But the thing is, we need clarity, we need communication, and we need answers, right? Do you know if the other players have handled their notice? At the moment, all we know is it's Max Lowe. There's a rumour going around that it's Iorfa, Bernard, Ingolson, Chalobah, they're Ugbo. But I don't know if that changes now Barry Bannon's staying. That could change now Baz is staying. Because Baz has got that pull to go, well, if the captain's staying and the gaffer's staying, that's the way it's going to be. The thing is, again, I feel like we got the situation where we're very, very stupidly close to possibly having something being spoke about. But the problem is you need to make sure everything's gone. I did, like I said, last thing, I did something on my Punk Chef 41 thing. Till it's done, say none. But the problem is things get out in football. It's not like it was back in the day. Back in the day, things didn't used to get out. Things were easier to keep behind closed doors. And we just got out somewhere on paper. Yeah, I watch Sheckham. Me and Sheckham talk a lot. I got a lot of time for Sheckham. Devil's advocate, we turn our fortune around and become a decent championship team again in 5 years. Would you bring back Roll if he himself had been doing okay manager-wise? Potentially, yes. But I also have the thing, I'm never a fan of bringing a manager back. I'm always think once that manager's done its job, you push on and you go, hey, that manager's done its job. He did well. But I'm never a fan of manager coming straight back. I'm always a fan of once you're done, you're done. You're never going to be able to redo it. But it's one of those things. But that whole kind of thing. I'm always the whole thing that you never go back. Sorry, I've just read a comment where I got on the speculation saying 15 quid for tickets. You're joking. We're losing money on today's ticket prices. We're only losing money on today's ticket prices because they're too much. I am so sick and tired of just getting these ideas when I put something out as an idea and I get back, you're being a dickhead. Right, I'm going to make this really fucking clear. I do this as a hobby. I do this because I support my club. This is my way of showing support. If you've got ideas, tell us. And it's gone, tell us what you want, the commercial improvements you want. Like, I'm asking the questions. That's what I want. Commercially, I like it to be run better. I like proper sponsorship. I like proper investment into like actually having things that we know about. Like, you look at the latest one with the Vegas, Mr. Vegas. Then you had the weird sponsors in last year. I think this is the thing we got, is we don't have anything that's recognized as a sponsorship. As in terms of a sponsorship around the ground, is there anything that's kind of done? What is the takeover rumor, Jake? I just jumped in. So the rumor is that there is a rumor going around that there is talk that a takeover could happen with a group called Both Bank. I've been told by a source that's very reliable that Both Bank is the people who could be involved with it, and also that potentially David Richardson, not the one from years and years ago, our old chairman, but the one that was one a disco, and I want to say owner and chairman, could be chairman, but it sounds like the chairman, it could be chairman by name, but that's about it, to help with the running the club, and then he has to deal with everyone else above him. So, like, I think it'll be owner, chairman, CEO, DOF, manager, or head of recruitment, or whatever you want to go. I think it'll go down that route, and then the chairman will have to answer to other people, if that makes sense. So if anything go through, it's still got to go through a board and then go through the ownership to go, yeah, we sign off on that. Any news on what's going on with Pedersen back with that? Not yet, mate. I believe we'll see more of that later. I'd like to see Flat Cat back in the store too. I wouldn't mind seeing Flat Cat back in the store. I wouldn't mind seeing the store. I'll be brutally honest. This is going to come across really bad. I want the megastore leveling and starting again. I just do. I think where it is, we need to look at where we can put the megastore somewhere else, or even try and utilize the space a little bit. Because the space we got for putting things like a store does not work. The idea of when we had it in the Meadow Hall and we had it in places like that, a local kind of store would make sense if you could have it in the middle of the city or something, or back a pop-up store back in Meadow Hall. That would make more sense. And the thing is, we need to start thinking about what players we could potentially bring in. Remember, any player we bring in, they will have to be free. And the thing is, you've got to remember, Barry Bannon signed a contract while we're on a 7K cap. And if reports are true, he was on like 20 grand a week. I think it was something stupid, like he was on 20 grand a week with the reports and the speculation. And yet, the thing you've got now is that there's a 7K cap for us at the minute. Still doesn't make sense. Have it in the hotel at Bramall Lane. Well, the thing is, the problem is where the club based, there isn't much more room to do stuff. Do you remember when there was? I do remember when there was upstairs, downstairs megastore, and also Co-op Sheffield Town. Yep. Bad Jake, let's say don't expect it until, don't be at expectations until it happens. What to go out of 10 on the first sight of what to go out of 10 on first sight on the guys? What do you mean by first sight, mate? What's your word in there? I'm very sleep deprived. Try again. Dumb it down for me. Have you got the new kit from? I ain't got anything, mate. Eddie, I haven't got anything until he's gone, and I don't really trust the 8 gate that much. I know what it does. Let's face it, it's not just a megastore the club needs. Oh, everything needs a fresh start. Everything. From infrastructure, everything needs overhauling. Like, you look our megastore from above, it just looks like it's been plopped on the side. Hang on a minute. If I can find this. Hang on a minute. Google Maps. Right. Here we go. Let me try and sort this out a minute. Initial take on them. Go out of 10. You mean go out of 10 as it actually happening? Do you mean? Let's face it. Does Bannon know something? I think he does. Right, let me just share my screen a minute. Let me just do this a minute. Which screen is this going to first and foremost? Please be this one. Is it this one? Hey, there we go. Right, just make me a little bit. Right, you look at Sheffield Wednesday ground. That there don't work. I'm telling you now. We don't have room for a big door unless you put it in the cop here and went further back here. But that doesn't work in this bit here. The problem you've got, we don't have a lot of room. Our thought plan saying group that bought John Texas 45% for Palace. I believe so, mate. Yes. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Just the thing. Bannon loves his location. Half, but his house isn't in Sheffield, mate. His house is in Nottingham. No financial, and his wife and kids are happy. That's the main thing. Yep, true. The ground looks very old. It looks extremely old. The problem is, I'm just trying to look if you could like redevelop Hillsborough, especially like the Megastore. Where would you put it? Like, generally, where would you put it? The problem you've got is, in an ideal world, I'm not saying this is an ideal world, by the way, you want to take all that and put a massive megastore there where the houses are, but you're never going to do that because you're never going to be able to buy all that for the club. It's just not going to happen. And then you lose that community aspect. You really lose the community aspect of it all. You look at like here, it's just been stuck on. How does the multi-club work in same countries? Does anyone? What do you mean? How does the multi-club work? You mean in other countries? Everyone's different. Every country got a different way they run the multi-club. Some allow it, some don't. The problem is that it's more UEFA have the big issue with multi-clubs. The Megastore is old. We don't even have a current budget. We don't indeed. What I would do is build the Cop and North Stand corner and put a superstore under it. That's not a bad shout, you know. That's not a bad shout. And build it into it. Yeah, not a bad shout. But you see what I mean? It's weird. Location-wise, it don't work because there isn't a lot of room. And this is a recent photograph because that's the new Audi. The thing is, what gets me, I don't get why we didn't buy this bit of land. You buy this land, you put a megastore there, and you make that a fan zone part. But we buggered that. That's long gone. I thought Bannon lives in one. Nope. Because they own big shares in Palace, they own us. It seems a messy future. I don't know how much they do own. Kind of thing. It will be interesting to find out after SWFC Turner, unless they're selling their shares to the other lot that have just left, because they could have sold their shares out of well when Texas sold his. I don't know. Is my brutal answer to that, mate. But yeah, we don't have a very good bit to like put the megastore. The only thing I can think of is if you did a megastore here, took that access away for cut parking for the players, and put it here. That's going to be an Audi, a Costa Coffee, and something else. That was always my plan. I always said that there, buy that done, but we can't. But yeah, like I said, it's very difficult. Like, even when you zoom in, look at the roof. It just screams that. The thing is, that's our fan zone. Our fan zone is in the middle of a car park. Like, generally, and I just don't get it. It looks like it's been updated. Yeah. This is 2015. 2025, sorry. Interest. I go photos. No layers. So yeah. Yeah, it just what I thought. It's weird. I don't know where you put it. Generally, I just don't. Just read something online regarding the guy apparently has deals with Amazon and Microsoft. Helpful. Does help if that's the case, mate. Maybe that you could get sponsorship by them. Oh, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, Matt Day. We could do the tram running down Penistone Road or the side. It will serve the ground as well. Yep. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But this is where we're at. This is where we're at, and this is what we're having to deal with. Amazon dot cut incoming. Hey, it make money. It would make a lot of money. In a sense, it would help us. If bought by Dubai, it's gonna be shares or complete. I think it'll be complete takeover, mate. I think it will be a complete takeover. I think it will be a complete takeover. I don't think there's any chance that he can stay. Generally, I don't think he can stay at all. Yeah, I don't think they can do it. I've seen the Birmingham documentary, very good. Even though, what's it called? Oh, what's his name? Tom Brady comes across as a absolute prick. Not gonna lie, he comes across as an absolute prick. But yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at. In the case of how much to update everything and cost holding Wednesday up in future, people may mute the regular code, but where in Sheffield wouldn't want it. I think it's still got to be this way. It's still got to be this way for me. But it's about finding somewhere, and I don't know where you would find it. That's the problem. The thing is though, P Wednesday, you also need to then find land for the training ground. We cannot keep renting that piece of land off the council for so long. Like we just can't. We can't keep renting it for that long. It's just not gonna work. Personally, I just don't think that we can keep doing it. That's the thing I got. Genuinely, I just don't think we can keep using that base because it just doesn't work. It's too small. Ideally, you want to take the back bit, which is the police training bit, but at the same time, the thing is, you have to have a look at how that will work. And we've been trying to get that bit of land for ages, and it just has never been able to get done. For whatever reason, we're not able to. Is there any land available on the old stone brewery near the Jubilee Club? I think we built on I think the Jubilee Club got stuff built that is Wednesday related. I think our community program's up there, where a lot of the academy train. If we get new owners, we also need to make abandoned statue. Yep, that's been said a hell of a lot today over the last couple of days, which is interesting. But yeah, it's one of them things that it will be interesting to see what happens. And again, this could be it. Is it being sold for housing? Well, that's a bit. If it is, that's a bit we've missed out on because I've always said that would have been a perfect bit for training ground. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. News. Haven't seen anything, mate. But if you find anything, send it me. Is it nice to have a statue at Hill, but where would you have it? Again, it's the same thing. Where would you put it? First new signing under new ownership, Jamie Vardy. You wouldn't be able to do that, Go Glenn. You would still be under embargo. You would still be under the transfer fee and loan fee thing. You'd still be under that. Potentially, if you did the 7K, maybe, if that gets lifted. But yeah. So yeah, I'm surprised no one's signed Vardy yet. Bannon and Palmer statue. Seem to hear something on the radio. If you find anything about it, Dannington, or see anything, let me know. Because I've been intrigued by that. Be a shame if it does get houses on it. Because, to be fair, Palmer is as much a legend as past. Yep. I love how people saying we don't even own the training ground. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Vardy is holding out. Potentially. Sorry, I got distracted there. So also, by the way, people, when you use the AI stuff, like online when you read stuff and like have the Google AI, just remember it picking up bits from everywhere. So it's machine learning. You got to remember AI is machine learning. It's learned what gets put in. So the more someone puts in, the more it will do. A chance to statue with the elephant going down the Don. I'd rather just forget this period of Wednesday, to be fair. I'll be brutally honest. I'll remember the miracle at Hillsborough and the League One playoff final, and they're getting close to the championship, but everything else to Prem, but everything else in between, it's been naff. Let's be brutally honest, it's been absolutely naff. Never trust AI, it's fed by humans. That's a very good way of putting it, Dannington. Yes. Not a big fan of AI. I won't lie, I am not a big fan. Like the thing I put on the Speculation Sunday thing, I said 15 quid a ticket. It's like, we're already losing money. But if you make a game of 15 quid, you get more people in. You do get more people in potentially. We're already losing money at stupid amounts of thing. Next season's away kit, black and gold. I love it. The season, and after the next season's done, that is our kit. It will be a bit of a FU at DC on the way out. But this is where we're at. Everything right now is speculation until it's confirmed. But I have it on good authority that we're getting somewhere close to something happening and it being close. This season, let's be honest with you, is already a bit of a write-off before we'd even kicked the ball. Have a good one, P. Wednesday. Beating Arsenal, Newcastle and Carabao Cup days. Yep. This season's already been written off. Let call a fade a fade. Let's not feck about. This season's done. We know this. If we manage to get a bit of recruitment done, and they're all free agents, then fantastic. Anyone got any ideas of players? Put some in the comment section below. I'd love to know. But at the end of the day, anyone who comes in would have to be a free agent, and we would have to get that 7 cap thing done. Like, generally, the 7 cap thing would have to go away, because then we can realistically start getting people in. I think I heard someone say that Tuesday can be the time we do it. Yeah, I don't think point deduction matters at this rate. I don't think it does either, but also I think if you got the likes of Bannon, Palmer and Henrik who have been in here when it's been down and low, there's a potential. You get them to dig us out. By the way, this is going to look really weird, but I picked this up the other day. I want to try it on one of my cameras. I haven't had a chance to. That busy. I need to put my mic closer to the thing. But I have a new lens, which is called the Oreo lens. That camera lens. Very weird. Bizarre. Meant to give like a disposable camera look on a camera. Can we afford new players and will they get paid? If it's a takeover, yeah. If it's a takeover, of course you can. Paul. If a takeover is on the offense, of course you can. But the thing is, anyone comes in would be cheap and it'd be young players. It would either be really young players or people kind of think, why are Cameron making me hungry? Don't try eating it, yeah. Yeah, I ain't tried it. It's meant to be really, really good. I've seen some photograph with it and some video. And it was really cheap. I think it was on like 30 quid. For a lens, I think that's the cheapest I've ever got a lens, actually. Let's have a look. If the takeover happens, survival is not impossible. The thing is, if the takeover happens, survival still is a hard one, just because it'll be too late in the season. The only thing is, you've got to pray that we can have either the transfer restriction and loan fee restriction lifted, or at least delayed by or like taken down to 1 or 2 seasons. It'll still be very, very, very hard to do. And it also depends, Eddie Short, I was just about to say that, it all depends on how long a takeover takes and how quickly this has all been going. If this has been going quickly, then great. By the way, 62 people watching, 16 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. It helps. Every little bit does help push the situation forward. But yeah, this is where we are at the moment. So just on the off chance of how everything goes, I've been recording. I haven't been meaning to record. Whoops. Say something with my hard drive. So yeah, this is where we are. I could even put, well, just remember Birmingham, Dannington. Birmingham got the situation that they got taken over during the season. Before the start of the season, they tried to put a big jump for it. They stupidly put Wayne Rooney in charge, which buggered them. And then they got relegated. And then the next season, they built a team and they come back up. You've got to remember it's got to be something very similar to Birmingham, where you go up, you go down, but because you've got new ownership and new model and new way of doing things, it works. And that's where I think you have to look at this in a positive, right? This is where you got to look at it in a positive for me, that it has shown where it have worked, but it's also how much money are people going to throw at it, because let's be honest, the first thing that we need someone to come in and do, and it's the first thing that a lot of people have said on the Speculation Sunday video, is we need the infrastructure fixing. We need infrastructure fixing and sorting immediately. The quicker we get that sorted, the better. So you want it that you've got a good network of scouting. You want it that you've got a good network and a proper pathway from academy to first team. You want to make sure that you can get everything lined up in a way that everything's sorted, right? Now, my biggest problem is that takes time. That all takes time. And time right now is something, in one sense, we don't have. We don't have a lot of time. But at the same time, in the same breath, where do you think Daniel can end up? I don't know yet. Probably somewhere in Germany. Wait until some of the first big sackings start happening around September, October time. I think you look around September, October time, then you'll see where he starts going. Let's have a party at the town hall when he goes. I think there'll be a party, but I think the thing is, I think for a lot of people, they're tired, they're fed up, they've had enough. They've literally had enough of everything that's going on. It's been a very hard slog for people to get it sorted. And I think that's where we are stuck at the minute. Generally, I think that's where we're stuck at the moment, because a lot of people can't see a way out. Kind of thing. But little things like this help. Let me just see what I've got here. But yeah, this is where we got, right? And we'll see it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's out come to end. But remember, if anything does happen, right? Remember, if anything does happen, kind of thing, it'll be quick, but it'll also be in the same boat of everything else, right? Because things take time. Takeovers don't get done overnight. I think you would have to see what happens with the whole situation going into it. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I thought I'd quickly just do a live because I haven't done one in a while. I'm struggling at the minute to find the time to do these. Because where I would normally do them in the evening, at the minute, my little one is needing me to help. They're needing me to help. What's the word? Put him to sleep because he's really struggling at the minute. Bless him. He's just not having fun at all. Have a good one, Dannington. Hope you're good, mate. Have a good rest of your day. Don't do too much. But yeah, that's where I'm at. We've gone for about an hour-ish. That's where the speculation is. Hopefully, finger crossed, we can start speculating about players. If we can start speculating on players, that'd be good. When does he go? When he does go, the council can build some flats on page or in the chance city. That just sounds like something out of The Wire. That just sounds like the terraces in The Wire when they were dealing. Right area though for that. Love that TV series. Absolutely love that TV series. But yeah, that's where we're at. A lot of speculation at the minute. A lot of rumours doing the rounds. Gonna be like that for a bit again. But let's see. Let's see where we are when it comes to it. And at the end of the day, let's hope things are getting close. Let's hope things are getting close to being done. At the end of the day, we are needing some more positivity. If we can get more positivity, then fantastic. Another bit of positivity, and I'd be very happy. It would make the start of what was a really good end to the week with Henrik starting and Bannon. Henrik midweek, then it went weird. Sheffield went to go in stages, right? They go in stages. It goes good news, a shower of shit, some good news, and then another shower of shit. I like it to go good news, good news, good news, and carry on. You should be on Crime Stopper. Please don't have nightmares. Yeah. But yeah, let's see what happens. There's a lot that could go into this. And if we're close, we're close. And let's see where we are in the next couple of days or two. Could be interesting. Just need to think that every day is a day closer to a new start. No idea when the new start is, but we're getting closer each day. That's not a bad way of putting it, Eddie. That's actually a really good way of putting it. Just don't let people flip it on its head. Because people could flip it the other way. Every day we're closer to a black hole. But yeah, hopefully there's something going on. I just have a funny feeling. Henrik signed a 3-year deal. Let's just remember that. Henrik has signed a 3-year deal. Like, genuinely, that is a big, long contract for someone to have signed when we're going through the shit. Baz has signed a new contract when he can only get 7K. Yeah, you don't like your guy. Neutral team fan. Yeah, they do, Glenn. No, that's not fair. I've had a lot of a hell of a lot of neutral fans who understand what's going on. Don't let the small minority think that it's crap. There's a lot of neutral fans who are very much in the this is crap. Yeah, Jamal was good. Does that mean Chancellor will be here for 3 years? I don't think so, mate. Because if he hasn't got money to sign players, if he hasn't got money to pay people on time, where's he able to convince Henrik to have a 3-year deal? I don't think it is. Look at the stuff that Derby County fans are saying because some idiot going out the ground saying we hope you die, we hope you die. Now they're targeting all Sheffield Wednesday fans with the same brush. I wasn't one of them. I do not want to see any football club die. I don't want to ever see or hear that Sheffield United might be in trouble and going under. That's not what you want to hear. You want to have rivalry. You want to have banter. And also at the same time, this is for some people, this is their escapism. This is their escapism from everything. Look at how many people during lockdown struggle without football. Look at what's going on at Morecambe. Morecambe are about to start Monday. Closing done, nothing going on. No training, no nothing. Everything's done. They've been suspended from the league. That still could be us. It still could be us, but at the same time, I think with us, we're probably maybe a little bit too big and a little bit noise has been spoke about now. And people are getting on to radio stations and the news were starting to get talked about again in a good way in terms of this is not right. Now, my question is this, right? If this was down south, would it have been quicker? And also, people have known about Wednesday in this problem for a while, yet still done nothing. Now we're getting to the point where people are starting to understand. We're trying to get the football regulators move quicker as well, which, trust me, is not an easy thing to do because they're going to go when they're ready. But let's see what happens. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's been a good Sunday session again. Gone for an hour and 1 minute. I'm actually going to go do some truck driving on my PC and have a little bit of me time and chill. A friend of mine said Barry only signed because no one else wanted it. No, that's not the case at all, mate. There was interest from Middlesbrough and Millwall and a lot of other teams. There were a lot of people looking at him. That's not the case at all, Glenn. There was a lot of people looking at him. But anyway, thank you anyway, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully there's more stuff, but we'll see what happens. Speak to you soon.